Welcome everyone to this narrated counseling video presentation. My name is Britini Martin del Campo and I'm thrilled to share insights from our course. So today we'll delve into the fascinating world of cognitive behavioral therapy, or CBT, a cornerstone in the field of counseling. What is cognitive behavioral therapy, CBT? CBT is renowned for its structured approach to addressing issues like self esteem, anxiety, and depression. It empowers individuals to modify negative thought patterns and behaviors, fostering positive change. Think of it as a tool for reshaping one's mindset and actions. So, as we move forward, I do encourage you to think about how these concepts can apply to real life scenarios, such as this role play context we'll explore next further down the slides. Intro Cognitive Behavioral Therapy, CBT. So, we'll explore practical application of cognitive behavioral therapy, also known as CBT, in a role play context. Our scenario involves a Job Corps student struggling with low self esteem. They believe they're a failure and doubt their ability to finish the program. CBT is powerful, especially when combined with a person centered approach. This means we focus on understanding the individual's experience and fostering a supportive environment. We'll also demonstrate two key techniques. First, brief regulation and guided discovery. This involves helping the individual recognize and regulate their emotions while discovering new perspectives. Second, behavioral activation using the SMART goal approach. Specific, measurable, achievable, relevant, and time bound goals to help them engage in positive activities or success. These techniques are not just theoretical, they're practical tools that you can use to make a real difference in someone's life. So let's dive into learning objectives. First, we're going to observe person centered reflections that enhance the delivery of CBT techniques. I want you to think of it as how empathy and understanding are woven into therapy process. Next, we'll identify when technique 1 and technique 2 occur during a session. This is crucial for recognizing how and when to apply these methods effectively. Additionally, we're going to evaluate micro outcomes using a 0 to 10 rating scale. This will help us measure aspects of like anxiety and hope, providing a clear picture of progress. And finally, we're going to aim to replicate a winnable SMART goal plan with if then scenarios and cues. This is about creating actionable steps that are clear and achievable. Case snapshot regarding the role play. So let's dive into this role play case snapshot to better understand our student's journey, which is the client. The student holds a limiting belief stating, I'm a failure, I won't finish the program. This is a significant barrier, especially when facing peak triggers like opening the GD math module, which leads to avoidance and freezing, which this client is experiencing at the moment. Now, let's shift our focus to the student's strengths. These are allies. Despite the challenges, the student shows persistence in trade practice and receives support from an instructor and peer. This supportive network is crucial for building resilience. So moving forward, our goals are clear. We aim to reduce avoidance and encourage approach behavior manageable. 10-minute steps. These incremental progress is vital. By breaking tasks into smaller parts, we make them less daunting and more achievable, fostering a sense of accomplishment. So, as we work through this session, remember that each step forward is going to be a victory. CBT and person centered stance. So, let's dive into cognitive behavioral therapy, CBT, and a person centered stance can work together effectively. At the heart of CBT is the map. You have the situation, you have the thought, the feeling, the behavior, and the behavior. So, this framework helps us understand the underlying patterns that may be affecting our student. It's subtle and yet powerful in its application. Alongside CBT, a person centered approach is crucial. It focuses on empathy, unconditional positive regard, and congruence. So, these elements foster a supportive environment, which is essential for our students' client growth. Importantly, we need to consider that cultural and contextual fit. In a job corp setting, using strength based language is key. It acknowledges the unique background of each individual and creates a more inclusive atmosphere. This combination not only aids in addressing the student's immediate concerns, but also aligns with broader goals of personal and academic development. We have to remember that we want our client student to succeed. Technique one, brief regulation and guided discovery, is what was used. So let's dive into our first technique. So, this is a powerful method to foster self awareness and emotional regulation. In this scenario, they'll be using the 60 to 75-second pace breathing grounding technique. So, this helps center ourselves and create a calm foundation for exploration. Next, they engage in guided discovery through reflective, open ended questions. So these aren't finding the right answer, but about encouraging exploration. Consider questions like, so walk me through the moment, or what tells you it's failure versus still learning. So these type of prompts not only open up the conversation, but they also empower the individual to reflect on their experiences and perceptions. Another important question you might want to ask, or that you'll see in this example, is who helps, which can uncover supportive elements in their environment, and finally, what would 2% better look like? These small increments of encourages manageable growth and progress. By using these techniques, we gently guide individuals towards insights without overwhelming them, as well as fostering an atmosphere of learning and growth. Technique two, behavioral activation, SMART, also SMART goals. So, this technique is about taking proactive steps to boost motivation and productivity. Sorry. First, let's talk about mastery action. Something small yet impactful. Imagine dedicating just 10 minutes to tackle those 5 GED problems. This isn't just about completing tasks, it's also a step forward toward mastery and as a job corps student. Now, what makes a SMART goal? It's an acronym for specific, measurable, achievable, relevant, and time bound. Each of these elements helps to set clear, attainable goals. For instance, by setting a timer and removing distractions like your phone, you create a focused environment. You're taking control, you're taking action on where you want to see yourself succeed. So, lastly, consider using an if then plan with environmental cues. For example, if it's 3 p.m., then I will start my study session with my headphones on. That's this is just an example. These small changes can make a significant difference in your day to day routine. Again, you're taking control, you're taking action, and this is the goal that you set for yourself.
You-
Hi, my name is Britini
So,
Martinez
here's a
Campo.
video.
Alongside with my partner here, we'll be doing a counseling video presentation. Today is October 15th, 2025. I will be the counselor. My partner here will be a student of Job Corps. I will be starting the session today, so thank you for meeting me today. I'll be using CBT with a supportive person-centered style. That techniques are going to be used is going to be brief regulation and guided discovery. The next technique would also be behavioral activation using a SMART goal plan.
Yeah, that's
Uh,
okay.
Alrighty, you're willing to try this even though things feel heavy. Thank you. So I just want to say thank you for being here today. What would make these 15 minutes most helpful for you?
I just want to stop feeling like a failure, and I want to finish.
So tell me, where does that feeling hit the hardest for you? GD work, your trade, work-based learning,
Mostly,
attendance, or is it staff?
mostly GD math. Shoot, I open it up and I think, why bother? I'm not gonna finish it anyway. I can't pass this stuff.
Okay. Math opens and the way, why bother, right? Those are the type of thoughts that you're having. Am I correct?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, so right now, where's your anxiety from a 0 to 10?
7.
And how about your hope, 0 to 10?
3.
All right. So anxiety is pretty loud at 7 and hope is quiet at 3, but you still showed up today. So right now, I want you to give your body a quick reset. So your mind has room to think. So what I want you to do is inhale 4, hold for 2, and then exhale 6. And I want you to feel your feet on the floor. Soften your shoulders, unclench your jaw, and 2 more breaths like that. Okay, so I'm gonna check in. Anxiety now from a 0 to 10. Where are you at?
Maybe a 6.
A small drop. You gave your body a chance and you responded, so good job. Walk me through the moment. Okay, how about you walk me through the moment you open your GD math portion? What did you notice first?
The problems, they look impossible, and I feel stuck. I just feel stuck. I feel like I can't do it.
The page, I'm assuming the page looks impossible, and from my understanding, you feel like your body's freezing. You tell me what's the failure in that.
Well, I missed classes before, I'm gonna be honest. And I don't want to be embarrassed again. Like I don't want people looking at me, and I don't want to be embarrassed.
Okay, so part of you remembers the misses and the wants to avoid the sting, and another part still wants you to finish, right?
Yes. I do want to finish.
Okay, so tell me about a time here at Job Corps where you kept going even when it was hard. Any small example.
In welding last month, um, I kept practicing like practicing like the little bead and until I got it right.
So you practiced through it and got a result. That persistence in you, right? Even a little when it helps when you get stuck. Okay.
My instructor, like my instructor, so he checks on me a lot. And my friend Jay will study with me if I ask.
So there's real people in your corner, your instructor and Jay, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
If if this next week went 2% better, what's the smallest sign you'd notice?
Uh, I'd actually sit for a few minutes and try a couple problems.
Quick check. Where's anxiety now?
My anxiety, a 5,
What about your hope now?
4.
A little more room to breathe. Nice work. Okay, good job. So let's translate that 2% better into a 10-minute action today. What's the smallest step that matches where you're at? Hmm?
I could try 5 problems from the easy section.
Okay, good start. 5 problems starting where it's most doable for you. So let me shape it into a quick SMART goal plan and you tell me where it fits, okay? So what I need for you to do with this SMART goal plan, we're gonna start with S as specific. So today, 7:15 to 7:25 at your dorm, I want you to complete 5 GED number problems, okay? You're measurable for M. It's exactly 10 minutes. You'll mark how many you got correct. Circle 1 to review, okay? For A is going to be achievable. So phone stays on your bed, worksheet, pencil, and a 10-minute timer already set. And then R for relevant, I need you to, this is going to build momentum toward your GED and finishing the program. That's the goal. So, and your for T time bound specifically from 7:15 to 7:25 p.m. starting today. Okay. So we repeat this SMART goal plan. You can choose to do it every day or you can choose to do it once a week, but there needs to be consistency. So when you take this homework and apply it, every day, life, weekly, daily, you'll see results. So you might get in the way. Tell me, what might get in the way for you?
I already know. That doggone phone, the phone, and then my roommates, they gonna talk to me. Uh, the phone and my roommates.
Okay, so if we know that you might encounter these problems, um, what I need for you to do, if you feel the urge to grab your phone, then I need you to press start on that 10-minute timer first to do problem number 1. So you need to really discipline your mind and take control of that choice. And about handling those roommates and your dorm, you know, just let them know, give me 10 minutes, I'm timing it, and stay disciplined on shutting them out by placing your headphones. So that's an idea. So again, it's a matter of consistency and staying disciplined in order to see progress. How does that sound?
Yeah, that may work. That may work.
Okay, so what reminder will you use to initiate this SMART goal plan?
Mm. I guess I can set like a calendar alert on my phone for 7:10, and I don't know, maybe put a sticky note on the mirror in the bathroom.
Okay, so you've already given that choice for yourself. So you're choosing a step that respects where you are and where you want to go. So you're taking control. So picture this. It's 7:14, your alarm goes off, you sit, timer on, pencil in your hand, you read problem number 1, notice your breath. I as you imagine that moment and now knowing what you're going to be doing, where is your anxiety now?
Um, maybe a four, maybe four,
Okay. And what about your hope?
maybe five, maybe five.
So you're already picturing success. Nudge that your anxiety is already down and your hope is lifted. So just knowing uh knowing that you're taking control and where you're going to proceed and your anxiety went down. So just a little summary reflection. You honored how heavy this feels, right? And designed a 10-minute step and matches your pace. Progress over perfection. As I mentioned, if you take this homework, take it home, apply it to your everyday routine. Doesn't necessarily need to be every day, but um, stay consistent with it and discipline your mind, and you'll see progress. So your ratings moved. Anxiety. Remember where we started? Anxiety was a 7 and it went down to a 4. Your hope, you started as a 3 and it went up to a 5. So on a 0 to 10 scale, how confident are you? Will you do that step tonight? Your SMART goal plan.
I feel about an 8. I feel about an 8. I feel really confident.
Awesome. So solid. So that 8 sounds awesome. So I appreciate the effort you brought today. So I will pause it here and hand this session over to my partner who will be introducing himself.
You.
Hi, my name is Britini.
Counseling reflection. So let's talk about the CBT techniques we utilized. We used brief regulation and guided discovery, both essential for promoting self-awareness and problem solving. Alongside these, we implemented behavioral activation through smart planning, smart goal planning. Remember, these goals need to be specific, measurable, achievable, relevant, and time bound to truly be effective. Now, why is person centered stance so critical? It focuses on empathy, respect, and congruence, creating a supportive environment that fosters trust and openness. Overall, these elements are key to empowering individuals and guiding them through their personal development journey. We also tracked micro outcomes using a 0 to 10 scale rating for anxiety, hope, and confidence. This helps us adjust our approach and celebrate even the smallest improvements, which can be incredibly motivating, as you can see at the end of the role play. Lastly, it's important to consider the cultural and contextual fit within the Job Corps environment. We use strength based framing to leverage existing capabilities and promote growth. By focusing on small wins and building momentum, SMART goals can significantly enhance behavioral activation. And that concludes my presentation.